Hello, Attorney Joe Giamanco, Managing Partner of Giamanco Law Partners, litigation law firm located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about plaintiff's personal injury cases and why it's important to hire an attorney. You know, I'm going to be the first person to say that you don't actually need an attorney in every situation. We have another video that talks about when you do and do not need to consider hiring an attorney. But with respect to traumatic personal injury cases, the answer is almost always yes, you absolutely need an attorney. And the reason why is because an attorney who practices specifically in plaintiff's personal injury knows not only what the law is, how to maximize your recovery, but also how to literally save you money. It's important in a plaintiff's personal injury case that your attorney understand how the system works, how to negotiate, and if you can't reach a settlement pre-suit, that attorney is willing to prosecute the case all the way through to verdict. If you have an attorney who only settles cases and they don't try the cases, then it's probably not the best attorney. Anybody can negotiate a settlement, but the issue in negotiating a plaintiff's personal injury case and settling that case is you only get one chance to settle the case. Once you settle it, you're done. You can't come back except for some very, very limited situations and try to relitigate the case. Once you sign on the dotted line and accept that amount of money for the case, you're done. So what do? Well, you find an attorney who practices specifically in plaintiff's personal injury cases like what our office does. You look for an attorney who has experience in litigating and actually taking cases to trial. How do you evaluate a personal injury case? Well, it's always an excellent question. I have clients who call me and want to hire us and they ask what the case is worth, and unfortunately most of the time at the start of the case I tell them I can't really answer that question. I can give them a range, I can tell them approximately, but until you get enough facts to truly understand issues of liability, the damages that are involved, future expenses, and also what the other side has, those things can all affect the value of a case. In fact, I tell clients that when we first start off with a case, oftentimes the case may be worth one value, but as the case develops, that value can increase or decrease. One of the examples I like to use in explaining this is the scales of justice. With the scales of justice, you of course have them starting off as even. As you get more favorable information, the scales start to tip. More damaging information for the other side, they tip more. The more dramatic your injuries are, the more that scale tips again. But if you find out that the other side has some evidence against you that makes it look like you were somewhat responsible, it starts to tip back the other way. If your medical records don't follow what your doctors actually told you and they're not compelling, it tips even more. So literally the value of a personal injury case is something that is constantly in flux depending upon the evidence that's out there. At one moment it may be worth one amount, and at one moment it may be worth another. When you investigate a plaintiff's personal injury case at the start of it, it's important to gather as much information as possible, and an attorney who knows what they're doing knows how to do this. That attorney will also gather your medical records and bills, and they will use their experience in assessing the value of the case with all factors that affect it. Those things include prior results, the insurance company that's involved, the witnesses and credibility, the severity of your injuries and medical expenses, whether or not you have lost wages, current or future, and whether or not you're going to need medical treatment in the future as well. There are literally countless issues that can affect the value of an injury case. An attorney who knows what they're doing can help you maximize this. And you also shouldn't forget the value of an attorney brings to the case just by simply being on it. And it's sad to a certain degree, but let me give you an example. A couple years ago, we had a client who called us up who had a torn rotator cuff. Accident was a rear-end collision, so liability was clear. She negotiated initially with the insurance company, and the insurance company was offering her $80,000 to settle. Not bad, considering her medical expenses were $50,000, so she was going to pocket about $30,000 after paying back the medical liens that existed on the case. Well, she came and consulted with me. We discussed the case, and I told her that based upon what I saw, the case was worth more, but it was difficult for me to really tell her a hard dollar amount until I looked through all the medical records and bills, did some investigation, and so forth. Well, she decided to hire our office. And long story short, we wind up settling the case for $180,000. We literally added on an additional 6 figures to what the insurance company was offering her before we got involved. It took about 4 months to complete, from start to finish. And that's from start to her getting the check. Now, not every case is like that. Not every case is one where we come in and all of a sudden there's a dramatic increase in the value. But the reality is, with plaintiff's personal injury cases, and traumatic injuries in particular, some insurance adjusters just don't take negotiating with individuals seriously. They know that they can make mistakes. They know that they may not be able to assess the value properly, and a long range of other issues. Additionally, I should point out that when it comes to plaintiff's personal injury cases in particular, the work is not done when the case is settled, not for an injury attorney who's trying to maximize his client's recovery. Oftentimes, we wind up with clients who, at the end of a case, have medical bills or liens against the case. Those are dollars that have to be paid from the client's recovery to resolve those issues. Your insurance company pays something out on your behalf, they're likely to get a medical lien against your case. So before you get anything, they have to be paid back. What we tend to do is at the end of every single case, we take all those unpaid medical bills and liens that the client authorizes us to act on and that we have notice on, and we contact those providers and we negotiate with them. We get those liens reduced. And oftentimes we're talking thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars in reductions, which means that money goes directly in our client's pocket. We don't get anything additional for doing that. It's part of what we think is required of our job. So when it comes to plaintiff's personal injury cases, never underestimate the value a knowledgeable attorney has to the case. I always encourage clients in any situation where they are wondering whether or not they should hire an attorney to talk to an attorney. Talk to a couple of attorneys. Find one that you're comfortable with, and especially with plaintiff's personal injury cases where there's a traumatic injury involved, seriously consider hiring an attorney. They will be able to help you, guide you, and maximize your recovery. My name is Joe Giamanco, Managing Partner of Giamanco Law Partners. We're here to provide free consultations via phone for the initial call with the client. We're happy to talk to you about your case. Feel free to give us a call at 630-635-5555. Again, it's 630-635-5555. Or visit us on the web at www.glawpartners.com. Thank you for your time and good luck out there.